It's mind-boggling that it's almost 2 years, in fact it's been over 2 years, since we, two old retired cattle ranchers aged 71 and 75, decided to go green and invest $30,000 in two of Southwest Windpower's 3.7 wind turbines. But after we saw our President Obama endorse this company on national TV, and the fact that we live on Social Security and savings and interest rates were in the toilet, which they still are today, that gave us more incentive to invest in wind energy and Southwest Windpower. Anyway, we visited their website. We found 3 authorized dealers in our area, as they were trained and certified by the company. And so we called these dealers. They came out and gave us bids. And on October the 6th, I think it was, in 2009, installation was complete. But after 3 months, our installing dealer could not make these towers remain level, whereby the turbine at the top could float freely and seek the wind and generate kilowatt hours. Anyway, after 3 months or so, working with the installing dealer, we contacted the company, and the head of the technical department, Rick Hatch, got involved, and he spent a year and a half sending dealer after dealer to try and correct the problem here. He even sent master dealer Charles Crumpley out of Dallas, who owns We Know Technologies, and Charles Crumpley was here 3 times, and he couldn't make these towers maintain a level state after he left. They would swing to a favored settling position depending on the weight of the tower, the direction in which it was leaning, etc., so the turbine would spin and settle in that direction. Anyway, in October of 2010, they sent their Texas representative, Jim Brannon, who determined that there were 3 things wrong with our installation, and he said that the company would do whatever was necessary to correct it, even if it meant moving one of the towers. The 3 things he said that were wrong was the fact that the 2 installations, this is the foundation for one, were too close together and created turbulence for each other. The other problem was this turbine was located too close to this building. And the third problem was that the 2 towers were facing, they were in direct line with our prevailing winds, which are north and south, and that needed to be corrected. And of course, another really big problem is the fact that the towers, these 3-section towers that are swedged together, continue to get in an unlevel state, and that continues to this very day. In fact, it came out in January, on January the 19th of 2011, this year, that's over 10 months ago, and took this tower down and laid it on the ground. At the time, he promised us that he would be back in a few weeks because they were going to resolve this problem and move this turbine to the front yard. Well, he never did come back. We never did hear from him. We did hear from Southwest Windpower's attorney, however. He came out here and intimidated and threatened these 2 old men, and it was only a few weeks after I had gotten out of the hospital from a heart attack. Anyway, when Jim Brandon was here, he disassembled the turbine, and he laid all of the equipment in our barn, which is totally in our way. Here's the generator still in our barn. The blades were in our barn also, but we had to struggle and get them out of here because we couldn't get our trailer out. So we laid the blades out here under the standing turbine. But anyway, the attorney was here, and he threatened that he was going to sue us because of the YouTube videos that we had put on the internet for the sole purpose of assisting all of the dealers and master dealer who came out here to service these things, and we did the videos to show them what was happening when they left. Anyway, that suit has since expired because they never did provide the court with any evidence that we had been served. It was a tactic to scare these 2 old men, which it really did, because it scared us to the point that we had to go hire a local attorney, which was a total waste of time, and $1,500. But anyway, here it is 2 years later, and we're still waiting. We've got the 1 tower still unlevel, 1 tower on the ground. Fortunately, the Better Business Bureau is trying to help us because they weren't satisfied with the responses from the company either. And finally, they got them to agree to arbitration, which should take place on November the 9th. Naturally, we look forward to resolution to this problem. We can't afford to lose $30,000. That's what we live on. We hope that President Obama was right when he endorsed this company, but we will see.